drop yourself back.
Where? Where am I putting?
Just stick it on your back. Your back, not your ass.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's much better.
Is it feel better?
Yeah, I was about to fall asleep back there. All right, we're back. We had to reset. We had to refill. We had to resit.
Oh, I don't even know what time we have. I didn't start
That's
the
fine.
time. Whatever.
As long as you're going, we're good.
We're good. I don't know when we're going to run out.
I'll keep an eye on it. So anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about how women have it so easy. I think that's what.
I said, "Oh yeah, because I can change anytime I want."
Yeah, and then I said,
"No, I'm a woman."
You know how hard it is to be a man on the internet? Who's going to look at my boobs, huh? We have to we have to get these followers organically. You know, we will get an audience if you keep doing that, you know. Might not be the audience we want, but we'll
whatever. Do some kind of fetish.
Listen, we got to make this more, you know. We've been this whole time. We got to get more extreme.
We're going to get more extreme.
More crazy, more energy, more sexual energy.
More sexual energy?
Right.
Gotta watch what we talk about because we're not vindicated.
Yeah, well, it depends on what we're talking about. Oh, goddamn. I'm going to have to pull this up on screen. So I missed dinner to be here, just so you know. Look what I missed out on.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you send it to you?
How beautiful is that?
First of all, that's a baked potato.
Yeah, it is a baked potato. No bread in that.
Just carbs.
Yeah, well, it is still carbs. That's where I cheat. I'm going to put this up.
What's on it? Cheese sauce?
Cheese.
Of course. I'm not going to eat no bread, but I'm going to slap the fucking... What else is on
bacon,
there?
But cheese, bacon, chicken, and ranch.
Yep. Yeah, but no bread.
Yeah, so it's healthy.
Yeah.
But
only if you have Diet Coke.
Why would she send me that beautiful baked potato?
To make you feel better.
Roll that beautiful bean foot. It is.
First of all, let's go into the difference between women and men.
Okay.
You know, I've been with my wife for 23 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced there's a book out there somewhere that we don't know about.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody's heard the story before, you know, because some women do I don't care who it is, they all do the same thing. They always have the same, they may tweak it a little bit, but they all do the same thing.
It's the same playbook, yeah.
They got the guilt trip mastered.
Yeah. I'm being guilt
trip the shit out of you.
It's so funny, like, because she'll say, yeah, get back in this anytime, get back in there, do another podcast. And I'm like, okay, how about Friday? She's like, I guess.
Yeah. Happens to me all the time. Yeah. My wife, what did she do? She screamed at me because there's a car in my garage that I haven't worked on in years. And she's like, what's that car going to do? Just sit there?
Well, now you're working on it.
Now I'm working on it. She's like, all you do is go out in the garage and work.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just told me to go out there, damn it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I thought I was doing what you said.
I did exactly what you told me to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are the masters of that. Or my wife will always say, you know what I was thinking? I'm like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to do.
Right.
I don't know why you have to bring it up in a sentence like that.
You know, I'll still talk myself crazy about it because Allie will say something like that. And then she'll say, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to do that. And then I'll fall for it.
All the time.
Turns out she wanted to the whole time, you know.
Or Charity will do. She'll do the, oh, never mind. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Right. And then I'm like, okay, cool. It's like, shit.
No, you can't do that.
Right.
If you do that, you're screwed.
It's like, well, why'd you say that?
Don't worry about it means, you know.
Worry about it, yeah.
You better say something. Absolutely.
I'm getting blown up right now. Hold on.
There you go.
I'll tell you what she's saying. She sent me the baked potato.
Doesn't this look good?
And then she said, what, your drink?
No.
Oh,
no. She said, doesn't that look good?
No, she just sent me a picture. And then she said, last night she was like, we're not drinking. So we're going to drink tonight so we don't drink tomorrow. We had a drink last night. And then I got home from work today and she's like, you want to have a drink tonight? But not tomorrow. And then tomorrow's going to come around. She's going to be like, well, we can have a drink tonight. And I'm like, okay.
You should be like, what am I, 5?
Yeah. What do you mean? Why?
Why don't you stand up and be like, if I want to drink tonight, I'm going to drink tonight.
No, that's not that. It's like we are a team in that way, like where we decide together. It's like we either drink together or we don't.
That's how Charity and I are. Like if she says, "Are you having a nightcap?" and if I say no, she won't have one.
Right. That's how we.
But
are
if she
too.
says, if I say yes, she'll go, "Okay, I want one."
Right. So it's not like I'm not allowed to have a drink or something, but she's like, since we're trying to be healthy, we don't want to drink all the time. And she's like, well, we'll drink tonight, but we're definitely not drinking tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes around, she's like, well, you know.
Yes, we're cutting out all carbs, but we're drinking a case of Twisted Teas.
Yeah, which is much worse than
Much
bread.
worse. Like drinking pure sugar.
Yeah. Well, you know, you get rid of the bread, the pasta, the Mountain Dew,
Replace it with
and
sugar.
replace it with just
Sugar, carbs, and
potatoes.
cheese.
Listen, it's a step. It's a step in the right direction. At least I'm trying to discipline myself. You know.
Yes.
You want to get a burger after this?
I think I might. I'm going to get a Diet Coke because it makes it all right.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people out there actually just psychologically think that that's okay.
Well, you know what's crazy is, so Allie got me watching 1,000 Pound Sisters. Which is
Those are
like
big girls.
one of those TLC shows,
Yes.
and it's a big show. So I know most people who,
I've seen it.
yeah, most people have
600
seen it.
pound, 1,000 pound.
Yeah, one of them's 600, the other one's 400. They're sisters. At least that's what it is when they start. And that's what they were told by their mom. They said anytime you eat something unhealthy, you have a Diet Coke to cancel it out, which is crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
And turns out, I don't know, they were having a 12-pack a day each of Diet Coke because they were like, oh, I can eat something unhealthy. And like, imagine that. Imagine having like 12 Diet Cokes a day on top of 12 unhealthy processed food meals.
I had a guy
God,
that I worked with.
no wonder they're 600 pounds.
Yeah, I had a guy I worked with. He was overweight to begin with.
Uh-huh.
But his lunch every day consisted of something unhealthy and a 2-liter of Diet Coke.
Man, the marketing on, they really got people with that one, with that Diet Coke thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they say, what, Diet Coke, it's got less sugar, it's...
But to drink 2 liters of Diet Coke,
Yeah.
and it would be gone by the end of the day.
Whatever they're using to substitute for the sugar, the aspartame or whatever, is just as bad.
I know.
You know what I mean?
They're like,
It's like,
sugar-free!
yeah, we technically have a new compound that's not exactly sugar, but
Artificial sweetener.
it will kill you. Yeah,
Warning.
has caused cancer in lab rats.
Now you have to pay attention to when you buy your canned food.
Why?
Because now they'll have warning labels on it because some of the preservatives are bad. So when you go to shop and you pull up a can, one will say something this way, and one will say something different because it's a different preservative.
So we're buying baby food now, and I had to look up because I want to get like the natural stuff. I was like, I'm crazy enough that I'm like, I'm just gonna grow our own pears and I'll put them in a blender. We'll puree it and then we'll feed it to her. That way, I know it's safe. But when you go to the store, they have the Gerber stuff, which is standard, and then they have like this other brand where it's supposed to be more natural, and then within that brand they have naturals and organics, and I'm like, well, what's the difference? They have a pear and a pear, same ingredients, and I'm like, well, what does one mean that it's
How do
organic?
you know what you're buying is organic?
You don't fucking know.
You don't know.
It has a little stamp on
They
it.
put a stamp on it. It came same damn thing, the same line,
I know.
and all they did was put a sticker on it
Right,
and
but
charge
then
you more for it.
and I look into what it is, and it's like, oh, they use less of the preservatives and pesticides or whatever, but none of that stuff is on the list of
Like
ingredients.
free-range chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think chickens just naturally grow super fast?
But it's also, and yeah, have you seen like these GMO chickens? They're like genetically modified. Their fucking chests
Yes.
are this big because they're like, they need that big a piece of meat. They're breeding them into monsters and mutants. But
Like Purdue. Purdue annoys me because back in the day they got hammered with the way that they, processed chicken. They got slammed for, injecting all their chickens. What is that? Oh, you die.
oh,
I got him.
you tagged them.
I got him. You'll
Some-
die
yeah.
around die. But yeah, Purdue got busted years ago because they were injecting all their chickens with growth hormones.
Yeah.
Now they go into commercials and they act like they're some, holier than now We don't give any of our chickens growth hormones.
We're just a modest
We're
little,
just,
a little family farmer, a family
Get
owned.
the hell out of here.
I know. It's crazy the shit that they can get away with, and also the fact that everybody just falls for it. Even me, like I'll fall for it. Where we're like, oh, that guy's a farmer. I like him. You know, he speaks to me. Sure. It's like meanwhile they're injecting, and all they do, like they get the organic stamp by, the guy comes to inspect it and say like, hey, we want to see if this is really organic or not, so we can put the stamp on it. And they say, how about I give you $100,000 and you turn the fuck around, and they go, okay. Here's your stamp, you know?
Exactly what they do.
What else would you do, you know?
Yeah, there was I remember when I was in Delaware, there was this big chicken farm and it stunk so bad. Because they got thousands and thousands of these chickens in these little ass cages in these giant freaking buildings. You know? It's just... Where's PETA on that?
PETA's a joke.
It is.
I
can't... Animal cruelty thing drives me crazy because, yeah, there's a difference, animal cruelty, but let's not pick and choose.
Well, for one, PETA is like just another political organization who gets donations and
big time
to pay their, it's an
Greenpeace.
Maybe I'm just cynical. Yeah, Greenpeace is the
same way.
One of the founders of Greenpeace defected from them. I think his name's Larry Sanger. But he's a very outspoken critic of them, of like, they're not what we were supposed to be at all, and it's like, that's what happens. They get bought off, they get morphed and turned into these money-making organizations, and it's
they
like...
$1 billion in donations.
Yeah. Just to perpetuate themselves, which means that, like, also, okay, so if we're PETA, and the world is a lot kinder to animals now than it used to be, that sucks for PETA, because what are they going to... What are they going to do now? So it's like, we have to create these problems, or we have to find problems that aren't problems, just so we can keep getting these donations, Yeah. It's like the people who are the anti-racist nonprofits. When there's no racism, they're like, well, shit, how are we going to make money? We got to find some racism. That's the only way they keep themselves going. So the whole thing is like a scam.
Racism will never stop because the media will never let it happen. It's
a
form of control.
Absolutely.
It is a form of control.
Yeah.
Because, if you scare the masses, it's easier to control them.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So, what's the easier way to do it? Throw out racism all the time. If you pit them against each other...
See, what I don't think... I think you're onto something with that, but in this case, I don't think it is fear. I think it's like...
It is fear because you have to walk on eggshells. Because you don't want to offend somebody because everything's racist now.
Well, but I don't think that is their intent. I think the intent of the people, like the media, who are turning us against each other, is that, like, whenever we get mad about all the money that they're stealing from us and the ways that they're fucking us and the way that they're spending our tax money,
yes,
if we start noticing that, they get scared.
Yes, it's called the Kansas City Shuffle. I brought this up before.
Okay, all right. So if they, but then if they say like, oh, here, why don't you go? It's the Mexicans, it's the whites, it's the...
I'm not talking about white and black.
Yeah,
it's everything.
Yeah.
It's all the pools.
But if we're fighting, so like if whites and Mexicans are fighting, then it's like the people who are truly fucking us are like...
it starts off, you see it on TV, something racism, blackface this, or white something this, or black something this, or whatever, and then all of a sudden they'll throw in, a Latino one. And then they'll throw in an Asian, and it's like a curveball because they can't talk about the same thing over and over again.
Right.
So they do that. So now you'll start pitting, Latinos against blacks, blacks against whites, whites against Asians, Asians against blacks. It's just a vicious cycle, and that's the way they want it because it's easier to control the masses that way.
Yeah, you would really think and you would hope.
It'll never change.
Listen, these chairs... I'm hoping they don't make so much noise in the edit. But yeah, you would think that people would wait. I mean, I think at a certain point people will wake up to it. It seems like most people have. Like, I don't know, most people I encounter in everyday life and at work, I talk to our customers all the time about like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, just curious. And 9 out of 10 of those people are all on the same page where they're like, the whole thing's bullshit. The media is fucking lying to everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
So it's like, is it like the Soviet Union where like at a certain point they give up and say, oh, it's not worth putting down these uprisings. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
worth it. Nobody buys it anymore. Like, is that what's going to happen here? Where people
It's
they're
more
just
the
gonna-
younger generation that feed into it.
Well, I think you think that because you're more removed from it. I
I'm
don't know
not.
if that's the case. I don't like.
Are you kidding me? Gen Z is dumb.
Sure, they are, but I don't think they're any dumber than the millennials or Gen X or Boomers. I think they all got their dumb pockets, and I think I
No,
don't know.
Gen Z's dumb.
You really think so?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sticking up for you Gen Zers out there. I'm not
Nope.
one of you, but
Nope.
I'm on your side.
Gen Zs are the ones that are now seasonal changers.
I mean, that is ridiculous. Listen, the Tumblr generation started with my demographic, the millennials, so I've seen plenty of...
Millennials are bad.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. I mean, they're all bad. You could find something bad about all of them.
I'm Gen X. We pretend to be tough.
Yeah. Well,
It's a completely different way of being raised. Gen X versus millennial versus
Sure.
Gen Z. It's not even close. I mean, we're not even in the same ballpark.
yeah.
You know, the discipline that we had coming from Gen X, you know, your parents were allowed to smack the shit out of you,
Right.
and that was acceptable.
Imagine, you know what's...
The problem now is, as you go through the generations, unfortunately, it's a proven fact. You can try to argue it all you want. We are getting too sensitive and too weaker as we go along in the generations.
It's true, and eventually that's going to have to change. It will, because things will get worse, and it'll make people...
Even the men have changed. I've noticed that, you know, from my generation to like Gen Z,
Yeah.
men they don't have the same appearance anymore.
Can I give you my take on it? I think, apart from the fact that it's cultural and that it's being pushed on them to become less masculine, more feminine, less manly, more boyish, all of that stuff, where in the culture they change the rules of like what it means to be a man. All of that stuff I believe is happening. But in addition to that, it's the amount of PBAs and plastics and atrazine that's in our water supply that is all the stuff, all the hormones that are in our processed food that are literally feminizing people. I think there's a...
That's what you believe.
I think I would say I would give about 50% of it to the culture of like how people are being raised and what they're being taught, and then 50% of it to what their environment is, their diet, all the plastics they're ingesting. I think I would say it's about 50-50. That's my opinion. He's back, dude. You thought you killed him.
I killed him.
You thought you killed him. He's on your shoulder right now.
Brother, that's my friend.
Leave him there.
He's going to stay there.
Oh,
Where'd
he's
he go?
You scared him.
I scared him. So that's what you believe.
I think. Yeah. Why?
Because I'm pretty sure back in the day,
Tell me where.
we
I'm
had no
wrong.
regulations on the crap that we ate.
Very true. Wow.
So I don't even want to go there with what you think is going on.
Listen, I did not consider all the lead paint you ingested when you were.
We had lead paint. We had asbestos.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that is a very good point. But I do think that the amount of like, just like the hormones and the plastics and stuff, I think it's gotten so saturated to a point where like everything you buy is wrapped in plastic, or you know what I mean? Like
I think it's. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sure it has something to do with it, but I believe
it's the culture and the way they're
it's
taught.
the culture. It's what they see on social media.
Yeah, sure.
They're easily influenced. Like we didn't have any of that. Like we had no social media back in the day.
Right.
You know what we saw on the news was about it. You know, and then we were constantly going places and doing things because that's how we communicated.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no communication. There's no communication. We live in a world of texting
Yeah.
and false narratives in Facebook.
Right.
People want to project their lives better than what they actually are.
Absolutely. But that's always been the case. I mean, like,
No, it hasn't.
have you seen the movie American Beauty?
Because we couldn't do that back in the day.
Not to the extent
We just
can.
lied about it.
Right. I mean, there was the case of like, you think of like a kind of like a Desperate Housewives situation, or think of like a 90s suburban Americana of like a pill popping Xanaxed up wine wife who pretends like her life is perfect. Meanwhile, you know what I mean? Like that's always the way it's been, is like people are pretending.
But the
putting
only
on a
people
show.
who knew that were the people they knew.
Yeah.
All right, now you can put it out into the world, into the
Right.
universe. Look at me. Look how special I am.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. Check out how cool.
We're so cool. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. You guys want to be like us.
They're probably like, you guys are assholes.
I know. Listen, lean into it. You know, we just got to be like, hey guys, we're cool. Get used to it. You know, get used to us. We're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere.
But yeah, I think that you are right about that.
I know it's just always been the way I perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I look back from the time when I was a kid to how things are now. My dad could do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
He can go back and go, this is how it was, and look how things changed.
but you know what else your dad can do? He can say, "I bought this house in 1974 for $1 and a donkey." You know, that's something we can't do.
He didn't go that far back. That'd be my grandfather.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's something that like has also changed, but I mean that's not really related to anything that we're.
It's
talking
completely
about.
how people were raised. You know, you also, like when I was raised in my household,
Mhm.
I was raised to respect my elders.
Yeah.
And if you didn't respect your elder, you got punished for it.
See, when I was raised, a lot of my friends, they would be the kind of kids who were like, "Fuck you, grandma!
Exactly.
Shut up, you bitch!" Like it was,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. You get your teeth knocked out back in the day if you said that.
I no joke had a friend, and if any of my like middle school / high school friends check this out, they'll know who I'm talking about. I had a friend that pushed his grandma down the stairs and said, "Bye bye, grandma." Pushed her down the stairs.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There goes your morals, your respect, you know.
Right. It's insane.
It's insane.
And I can't imagine it's gotten any better. I don't know.
I just don't know when it shifted. You know, I don't know. Because I couldn't go to church. If I acted up in church, my dad would flick me in the back of the head.
Yeah, I think it was Jackass. I swear to God, it was Jackass. That's when it
I
flipped.
don't know.
It was Bam Margera and Steve-O. All of a sudden the kids are like, "Yeah,
Maybe.
I could do whatever the fuck I want." Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Bam beats the shit out of his dad and sticks an alligator on his mom. You know, it's like, yeah, that's
ridiculous.
cool. Push your grandma down the stairs. That's what badasses do. Get a tattoo.
I mean, I had kids growing up that did that. They didn't respect their parents. You know, they would tell them to go F off, blah, blah, blah. But they would usually get their asses beat.
Right. Yeah. Well, now it's like one of the reasons why you can't physically discipline your kids is because
That's why they say what they say. Because, you know, Mom, you can't touch me, so fuck you.
right. Yeah. If you touch me, I'm going to tell them you raped me.
Yeah.
That's what
Exactly.
kids can do that now.
That's what they do. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the problem right there.
That is crazy. Think about how much power, like if only a kid had the brain power to understand how much power they have in this society right now, where a kid can just make up a story and everyone will believe them. You know what I mean? If they say,
It's just the way. What's up with 50 Cent's kid?
I am not in the know on this at all. Why? What's going on?
He's apparently suing his dad.
50 Cent? Are you sure? 50
Yeah.
Cent's kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's suing his dad for child support.
How old is his kid?
He's like, I don't know.
Still
30?
underage? 30?
I don't know.
Like, do you think
in
is
his
he older
late
than
20s.
18? So he's trying to get back child support?
Yeah, he wants because
Yeah.
50 Cent did it. I'm sorry, but he did it to himself. He gave his son X amount of money,
Uh-huh.
and then when he stopped giving it to him, like he offered him $1 million business to, you know, for him to generate his own money, and he turned it down.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's entitled that his father should always give him money because his dad is famous.
That's a tough line to walk because it's like Jackie Chan, what he did to his son, didn't give him fucking anything and said, if you're going to be anything, you're going to do it yourself.
That's the way it should be.
But at the same time, how do you as a father do that? Like, you know what? I can see it.
Yeah, why if I worked my ass off
Right.
to provide for my family, to make your life better, at a certain point, why should I keep doing it for you?
It's like I've given you the tools.
I've given you the tools. Here it is.
Yeah.
You go do it.
Right.
Instead, they're like, no, I want to run back into the house and hide there, and you give me the money.
See, I only, my oldest is 7, so I'm not there yet. But looking ahead, I can see it, you know? So, I totally get that. But yeah, also with somebody like 50 Cent, who he's gotten, the way that he's gotten out of paying child support or alimony or whatever by just pretending he's broke. Mm-hmm. And he'll tell the courts, like, I have no money. I'm in so much debt. I'm not liquid at all. Like, I can't do this. And then he'll post on Twitter, like, I just fucking lied about that. I got plenty of money. It's just so hilarious.
I just thought that was funny. I just saw that not too long ago, and I was like, is that for real? Or someone pulling my leg?
Yeah, I don't know. But any way to get, listen, if I found out my dad had $1 million, I'd be on Twitter right now, like,
for what?
Somebody track this motherfucker down. Give me my...
What, you think you're
he beat me.
You think you're entitled to something?
He hurt. He that's what you do.
That's another thing that needs to stop too.
What, with our generation doing shit like that?
There has to be a time frame. Like, you can't say, well, 30 years ago my dad did this to me, so I want money for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you just say, like, well, it was so hard. I was so scared.
Yeah, I was so scared. It took me 30 years to come over it.
I don't know, man. It is difficult because on the one hand, it's like, sure, there's the off chance. And that's what they do with, like, every issue now. It's like, well, consider the 1% of cases where somebody is actually hurt and they are too scared to come forward and they finally processed it and 30 years later. And it's like, okay, maybe 1 out of 1 million people are like that. The other 99% of the time, it's like...
The reason they're saying this is because they're broke.
Yeah. And it's like, wait a second. That guy got famous. I fucked him once.
Mm-hmm.
Time to cash in.
Oh, wait a minute. At a party? He grabbed my tits and I told him no, so he sexually assaulted me.
And I have a witness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he totally did. I watched it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah. He grabbed my tits, too.
I feel bad. That's just wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely wrong. It's going to continue, though, until, like...
It'll never stop.
Yeah.
Ever. It's only going to get worse. Until we turn into WALL-E.
Mm-hmm.
The movie.
Yeah. I got to start eating bread again if I want to get there, you know?
You don't have to worry about the bread. You have everything else.
Yeah. Well, you know what? WALL-E's not
bread
so
soaks
bad.
it all up.
Mm-hmm. I could live in WALL-E world.
Yeah. Can't stand up anymore. You're so obese, you just fall out of the chair.
Yeah, why not? At that point, just let it go, man.
Let it go.
Yep. We're going back to the basics today. Very, very low tech,
low key,
light. Yeah,
low tech.
Nothing on the TV. I'll put stuff up in post. You know,
we just wanted to sit back, relax, get back out there.
We don't even have a headphone cord long enough that'll reach.
It was actually short. Story of my life.
So I'm the only guy with the headphones on, so I can make sure that I sound better.
I'm always 2 inches too short. That's what my wife says.
And, that's one of the great follies of man. A day late and an inch short.
Well, no, if you're a man, 3 inches is 6 and 6 inches is 9.
Yeah. Women aren't good at... Did you notice that women are not good at guessing a measurement?
No.
Like, if you hold this and if you, said, hey, how many inches is that? She'd be like, I don't know, 18? You know what I mean? Like,
yep, you're right. 18, baby.
Right.
18.
You never correct them. I wonder if that's, like generational... Like, men have been lying to women about sizes for so long. That now it's just like...
It's just
in their DNA.
Yep.
Yeah. That's actually brilliant that we did that to
That
her.
looks like 12 inches. Yes, it is, baby.
Yeah, because I never correct her when she's like...
You're damn right.
Yeah, a Sharpie is like 9 inches long. I'm like, yep.
Yep.
You never want to correct
Never correct that. If you're correcting it, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. But yeah, I was excited for today. I gave myself a haircut. Do you cut your own hair, or do you go get it done?
I used to cut my own hair. Now I go get it cut.
I haven't had a real haircut in like over 10 years. Mm-hmm. I can't see the back of me. So I know I look okay over here, but who knows what it looks like back there. And you guys will never find out.
Nobody looks in the back of your head.
I look like J.D. Vance. That guy probably cuts his own hair.
I bet you he does.
He does. I think he does. He looks like me, with my hair. So
kind of.
First time back in the studio?
Not bad. I think we knocked the rust off.
That was too loud.
Sorry.
It's way too loud.
I thought we knocked the rust off.
Cool it. Perfect. There we go.
All right.
But yeah, knock the rust off. We knocked
the rust off.
Yeah, we're doing good. We'll come back now that we'll get back in the groove. We'll get back. We just
get back
needed
in the groove.
We just needed to rip the Band-Aid off, get in the studio, even if we had nothing prepared.
We had absolutely nothing.
Nothing on the TV.
Why not?
Nothing at all. I mean, listen, later on, I'll put some pictures up of, whoever we were talking
We're
about.
gonna get back into it hardcore.
Yeah.
We got guests coming.
Yeah. You know what? We got to stop saying that.
We do have guests coming.
Okay.
We do have guests coming. We're not going to say it anymore. We're just going to do it.
It's a very special guy. He's a very famous presidential candidate.
Presidential candidate.
We got an interview.
1847.
This RFK guy, he will go on anybody's podcast.
We're going to do a seance.
So I'm going to email him and see if he'll
seance and bring back Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. We should do. We got.
What do you think he would say if he could just come back right now?
I didn't mean free them.
Oh, we just got canceled.
I meant they should be free. Sorry. Intrusive thoughts. No. Okay. Your turn. If Martin Luther King, if we could get him through the Ouija, what would he say?
What would he say?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You don't have time to just do do what I did. The first thing that comes to your head, no matter how awful it is. Just let it go. We'll bleep it.
If he could come back right now,
yeah,
he would say, I love white people.
Yes. And you heard it here first.
Because I'm half white.
Mm-hmm. What about Obama? If we could bring Obama back from the dead.
He died?
I didn't even know he was sick. No, I don't. Yeah. That's a fun game, though. We should do that.
We should do that.
Well, I mean, okay. Let's do a couple. Before we get out of here, we'll do a couple more.
What would Elvis Presley say if he could come back right now?
He would say... Fuck, dude.
Come on. First thing that pops in your mind.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
He's been dead for over 30 years. Oh, what? Shit. You pissed Elvis off.
Yeah, he doesn't like the gender.
He doesn't like... Yeah.
Well, he died in a bathroom. Very spooky.
That's weird. We got it on tape.
Okay. What about the Queen? She's died.
She'd probably say, I never wanted my son to be king.
Oh, wow. That is... You could put a lot of thought into that.
Yes.
Who do you think she would have wanted? What do you think she meant by that?
I don't know. What would Gandhi say?
I never touched her.
I never touched her.
She was my cousin. She was my niece.
Why is he Jewish?
Oh, I swear. We'll never do it again. It's Bernie Sanders. That's who it is.
That's who it is.
Yeah. Well, the millionaires and billionaire class. Too much money. No, the first thing I thought of with Gandhi is that he was caught sleeping naked with his female underage relatives, and he said he did it to test his...
Yes.
You know, he wanted to test himself.
Yeah, he was testing himself already.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, good guys. But that's another thing where it's like, for so long he was this good guy, and then it's like, oh, here's something that comes out about him. It's like everything in history. It's like, here's a reason why you should not like that, actually. Abraham Lincoln, turns out he was also kind of gay. And he liked to wrestle other men.
Wow.
That's what they said. They always throw stuff in there where they're like, oh, you like Abraham Lincoln? Well, did you know he was gay? You know? Wow. Did you like Hitler? Did you know he was also gay? That's what they do to everybody now.
To everybody.
Like, Socrates.
He was gay.
Great philosopher. Also probably gay. Everybody.
That's how they justify things.
John Quincy Adams and Thomas Jefferson, they say, two of the greatest signers of the Declaration of Independence, also totally gay with each other. Everybody. That's all they do now. So we can just do that too. Elvis? Gay. Certified. That's even a better game. We go through people from history. We decide whether they're gay or not. Princess Diana.
Not gay.
Okay, Gandhi. It's a tricky one.
Bye.
Perfect. That's good. That's right. I have it on good authority. That's accurate. What about Richard Pryor?
Very gay.
Yeah, it's true. He actually admitted.
Very gay.
Yeah. Malcolm X.
thought about gay.
Yeah, sounds about right. I don't know anybody else from history.
There's a million people in history. You can't think of anybody else.
Harriet Tubman.
Very gay.
Yeah, totally gay.
Amelia Earhart.
Very gay.
You think?
Very gay.
She did give off a little bit of vibes.
Extremely gay. Look at pictures. I'm going to put her up right here. I'm going to find the gayest picture of her looking like she's an aircraft mechanic, you know?
Yeah.
That she's gay.
Yeah. Gotcha. Nelson Mandela.
Oh, why are you gay?
Had to put that one in there.
You are gay. Nelson Mandela, why are you gay? When you were in jail, why did you have gay sex? Sorry, any excuse to do my African guy voice.
Oh, wow.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? Who else? Let's see. JFK.
JFK, extremely not gay.
Right.
So not gay that he would...
He was the poster boy for straight.
Yeah, he was...
He was not. He was banging Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, like, and I don't think that was the only one. But could you blame him? He was the president. That's the only reason anybody wants to be president. So they can have sex.
Oh.
This is what happens when we don't have topics.
We don't have topics. About Churchill.
Churchill? That's tricky.
I'm thinking pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah. He does it. I can see
He gives
it.
that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stalin. Closeted. Secret gay.
Secret gay. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Secret
makes
gay.
sense.
Yeah. S&M.
Yeah. Secret bondage.
All day. All day.
I have a package for you.
About Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Indiscriminate. Very poly. Very gender fluid.
Gender fluid.
Yeah. He was very progressive and accepting.
Yes.
Yeah. Very tolerant. He would rape anything.
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar. No, he was a bro.
He was a bro.
He was a bro. Not...
I don't know. There's a lot of toga parties back then.
Yeah, the bros. Just hanging out. Letting it all hang out, you know?
That was their fall. The Roman Empire.
They
They
did
became
those
really
boys,
gay.
Those boys would get greased up and wrestle around with each other.
They got too gay.
Yeah. And that's why they failed. What about Alexander the Great? That's another one where they say, oh, you thought...
I'm pretty sure he was.
That's what... Yeah, that's the consensus now. It's like, oh, you thought he was cool?
Yeah.
Gay. But he was very cool.
Pope John Paul.
That was the one that was whenever I was a kid, right? Pedophile.
You know, there's nothing like you couldn't even. No one could even come at you if you said that. Because
at this point, yeah.
First of all, how do you defend your Catholic heritage when all this was happening under your nose and you knew about it?
Right. And also,
and you did nothing.
I feel like every large organization like that gets infiltrated. Catholics got infiltrated, like Penn State got infiltrated. Like any time an organization penetrated.
Yeah.
God, it was right there.
It was right there.
Yeah, cut. Let's go back. I need to use penetrated. But no, like anytime an organization gets big like that, people will sneak in and try to use it for their own interests and try to rape little boys. It's just it's the natural order of things. That's what happens. Anytime, your business gets big enough, you're going to find somebody who wants to take it over, say, what we should be doing? Getting these little boys in our hot tubs.
Wow. Rub-a-dub-dub.
Yeah.
3 men in a tub.
It's just a law of nature. It's the law of entropy.
Why was it 3 men in a tub?
I don't know.
Why was it rub-a-dub-dub and 3 men in a tub?
Now we have to look that up. I don't know where that comes from. I think of the 3 wise men. When I think of 3 men in a tub, I picture them as the 3 wise men.
Where did that come from?
That's how I picture it. When you say 3 men in the tub, I imagine them being the three wise men from the Bible. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't know.
And that's how my brain makes that connection. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Comment below if, when somebody says 3 men in a tub, if you also picture 3 wise men.
Nope.
Somebody out there.
Nope.
I know I'm not alone here.
Do not. 3 wise men does not come in my mind. The 3 Stooges do.
Yeah, that's true. That's second. That's a close second.
Yeah, definitely the 3 Stooges.
Mm.
Even though there was a 4th Stooge.
Wait, Moe, Larry, Curly, Shemp.
Shemp.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can never forget Shemp.
Yeah.
See, nobody even knows who the fuck that is anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, what the hell are these guys talking about?
I can't believe I remember that.
That's what I'm talking about. I have all this shit in my head that doesn't go away.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do have to sign off.
I think we've been here long enough.
Yeah, by all of our seances.
Your dinner's getting cold.
Yeah.
Your lonely potato minus the bread.
Baked potato.
Filled with carbs.
Yep. Chicken, bacon, ranch.
Grease.
Fat, cheese.
Cholesterol. But we're not eating bread.
Yeah. Listen, you laugh. You snicker. You sneer at me. You'll see whenever I'm jacked.
You know, just stop eating bread doesn't get you jacked.
All right, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you next week. We're back in the saddle again.
We are?
Back. That's what I'm going to play. I'll play that on the way out if it's
Let's do that again.
Okay. All right, everybody. We're going to try to be back next week. We are back in the saddle again.
I'm back! That's a little Aerosmith.
Is it Aerosmith?
Is that Aerosmith?
It's either Aerosmith or... I thought it was AC/DC. If it's... Hold on.
That's back... No.
We're getting distracted.
Wait a minute, I'm all messed up.
Let me look it up. Back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle again. That's Aerosmith.
Okay, I think you're right. It's Gene Autry.
Shut the hell up. It's Aerosmith.
It's Gene Autry, I swear to God.
It's 100% Aerosmith.
Okay, maybe... Rat Whitley and his 6-bar Cowboys. Listen.
Yeah, there you go.
Original.
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah. Anyway, formal sign off, just in case I have to cut all of this out.
You will be cutting a lot of this out.
I'm sure I will. All right, everybody. I'm glad you're here watching. If you still are, we'll be back next week. Back in the saddle again.
Back in the saddle again.
And then we'll be back next week. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. This sounds interesting. I'm back in the saddle again. Out where a friend is a friend. Where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly Timpson weed. I'm back in the saddle again.